A beloved and beleaguered Las Vegas resort is set for a multi-$100 million renovation just after it was scheduled in some people's minds for demolition. The LVCVA has plans for New Year's, but they're not what you think, and it sounds like they're actually trying to get people not to come here for New Year's at this point. A new resort property in Henderson looks like it's on the docket and may go forward, worth $250 million. And the convention center's done. And that's pretty much all you have to say, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit too. This is all the news for December 10th in Las Vegas, 2020. The year's almost over. Let's get to it. Good day, everybody. My name is Steven. How you doing out there in YouTube land, guys and gals, boys and girls, ladies and gents? I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. I do these news updates, but I also do live streams. I give you guys things in Las Vegas on how to come here, enjoy the city, what it's like to live here. We also do little mini documentary vlogs. My newest one is on a place called Cactus Joe's. If you guys love the out of the ordinary when you go on vacation, Cactus Joe's, it will blow your mind. Trust me on this. Just go Google it. After this video, of course. That one's coming up. So if you guys like all that kind of stuff, make sure you do me a favor while I'm doing this video. If I deserve it, only if I deserve it, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for the future notifications so when you want to, you'll see all of these notifications and these future updates on videos. And also do me a favor, leave a comment in the box below. Are you coming here for New Year's? Do you really think that the Las Vegas Visitors and Convention Authority is trying to actively deter people from coming here? Is that a good marketing strategy or a bad one? And that would be very helpful. You know, leaving a comment, liking, sharing, and subscribing the channel helps spread it to people that are just like you that might be interested in stuff. Doesn't cost you a penny. Then you get to see when I do future videos. Speaking of future videos, if you want early access to stuff like Cactus Joe's and all my future vlog travel videos that are well done and highly edited, you'll go ahead and access us on Patreon and also on the channel memberships. Those are ways to get early access and your name in the credits. If you further want to support the channel above and beyond the free stuff or the Patreon and the channel memberships, check out vegasfacemask.com. No S at the end. This is our Marvel mask. Now, I can't sell this one, but when you buy anything off the website for $25, you get another one for free. So essentially, you're getting two for $25. No shipping if you live in the United States. International is available, and my wife makes these, and they're handmade, and they're fantastic. There's only two face masks you'll ever need. But we have to get to the news, and yes, we will talk about that property, the one that just a little while ago was rumored for absolute destruction. They said it was gone, it was run down, it was beaten down. Now, apparently, there's a multi-$100 million renovation happening. That news, by the way, credit early in the video goes to my nice viewer, Ernie, the 8-ball Einstein. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And yes, I'm doing the same thing that I always do. I'm talking about that at the end. So pay attention to the video. You're going to learn some stuff along the way of the big news you came here for. But first, we have to talk about New Year's Eve in Las Vegas. New Year's Eve in Vegas. Now, before you ask, the fireworks have been canceled by the LVCVA. That's the Las Vegas Visitors and Convention Authority. Those are the people that put on big events. When the Raiders were supposed to come here, the LVCVA was going to be the one helping to coordinate it for the draft. That was when the draft was going to come here, that is. Now, they say that instead of fireworks, instead of a celebration, instead of anything, we're going to do the next best thing, a virtual event. Oh, I roll my eyes. And if I sound a little bit sarcastic, 2020 has truly been the year of the virtual event. They're going to be hosting a virtual event. They released a little 15 or 30-second teaser on their official website. They say they're going to make a 2020 sign blow up. It's going to be a 12 to 15-minute presentation. It's going to be on New Year's Eve. There's going to be a music from a Tao DJ, Tao being one of the nightclubs over at the Venetian or the Palazzo, either one. And yeah, that's what they're looking at doing. Now, at this point, my commentary, my little commentary on this is just my opinion. It sounds like they're almost trying to deter people from coming here at this point. And do you think that's a good idea? I mean, do you think the city should just be telling people not to come here? Or do you think that's a bad marketing idea? I want you to leave me a comment in the chats below. Maybe they're just doing this to keep the world aware that Las Vegas even exists. They do say it's going to be great going into 2021, but this is not the way that I know most people would like to celebrate Las Vegas New Year's. And if you're sitting at home, you have lots of choices for what you're going to watch. I'm sure there's going to be fireworks from all around the world, all sorts of year in reviews. Hey, maybe if you have your Vegas on, you want to watch your Vegas, you'll watch this online. I know that there's going to be people who are going to come here. Is that going to be you? You tell us in the comments comments below. But we also have some good news in terms of construction in town. Another good news, speaking of construction, and we're going to get to that multi-million, $100 million renovation of a property that was reportedly leaked. I'm going to tell you who leaked it. You'll never believe it in a minute, in a second. But we have a new resort looking like it's going to operate down in Henderson. Yeah, a company called the Marnell Corporation is going to be building a $250 million resort near the M Resort on Las Vegas Boulevard and St. Rose Parkway. So most people don't know this, but if you take the Strip and you just keep driving on the Strip, eventually you'll technically end up in California. Las Vegas Boulevard used to be the road that went to California before they built Interstate 15 in the 1950s and 60s. But yeah, this land is going to be around the M Resort. So the reason I think it will be built is that the city of Henderson purchased this land years ago for $4.1 million. It's a large parcel of land, and it's right now valued at $6.5 million. The fact that they're selling it for only $4.3 million means that they could get better for the land, better money. They could probably use the money, but they know that if they sell it to a developer for a little bit less, that developer will build a $250 million property, which will bring construction jobs and then permanent jobs to the area, and we all get to profit in the future. Marnell Company, they don't have anything. I don't think there's anything online about this, but this is just what the news is reporting, and that's my analysis on that. So look forward to that. We'll bring you more on it as it comes, but it looks like that area is getting pretty nice with resorts. You have the M Resort, the Raiders head office in that area. We also look like we have a new property coming in. And speaking of construction projects, the convention center expansion is done. Pretty much 97.4% finished. They're looking for a certificate of occupancy next week, which means that people can walk through it and use it. Of course, nobody's going to use it right now because there's no conventions in Las Vegas. As they would say, I think Hanukkah starts tomorrow. Oy vey. It's really, really frustrating to see because this was a $980.3 million project. Took many, many years to build. It added almost 1 million square foot of convention space to the city and kept us right in the limelight for business and for conventions. But it will be back at some point. I don't know what the first event will be, but when we find out, we will tell you here on the channel. What about you? Were you scheduled for any kind of conventions coming in the new year? Were you looking forward to seeing this thing? You tell us in the comments below. But the big convention, or the big construction news, mind you, is again brought to you by Ernie the 8-Ball Einstein. And this is by a billiards league, CSI. CSI is the name of the billiards league. I'm not even joking with you. The CSI people say that, you know what? This was what is the CSI people? Q Sports International Expo. They come into the Rio every year. And what they're saying is that the Dreamscape companies, this is who owns the Rio. I swear to you, it's called the Dreamscape companies. They have said the following, okay? The Rio is right now doing what's called a leaseback. The Rio itself was sold to the Dreamscape companies in the last year. The leaseback means that for right now, Caesars is inside the Rio, basically renting the inside of the property from the Dreamscape companies. Dreamscape companies then own the property and get rent, and if the property appreciates in value, they both benefit. But in 2022, just a year from now, when the Dreamscape company takes complete ownership of everything, which means that the leaseback is over, they're going to have a renovation that, quote, according to their development manager, will return its founding philosophy of fun, energetic vibe. Renovated suites will be luxurious yet approachable. A renovation worth multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, how come nobody else is actually reporting this in the news? How come this is not getting anywhere? Well, this came from Q Sports International, who sent out an email to their members trying to reinforce the fact that this Q Sports International company has a contract in place to be at the Rio until 2025. And they are telling people that while this construction is going through in 2022 and beyond, they will be coming in, they will be working around the construction, and that this will be a multi-$100 million renovation. Now, it's interesting to note on the Rio if this is even true, because this sounds like this is something that probably shouldn't have been leaked. But if it is true, it's interesting to note. You see, the Rio has been kind of in disrepair. If you drive past the Rio now, and it opens up on December 22nd of this year, unless plans change, that's what the Caesars Entertainment, who still runs the property for now, said. If you drive past it right now, you'll notice the neon on the Rio is not all lit up. There's big parts of the neon on the property that are, and the whole property is covered in neon. There's parts of the neon that are burnt out. The rooms are a little bit subpar, according to a lot of people that have been there. Have you stayed at the Rio? You give us our comments on the Rio below. What do you think of the property inside? When it opened in the past, like 20 almost 30, 20 30 years ago, the Rio was one of the best properties in the entire city. The Rio All Suites Hotel, it had a reputation for excellence with its voodoo lounge upstairs, and then they put up the zip line. Prince himself, Prince Purple Rain, he had a nightclub there for a while and even performed himself. The Rio has a very storied history in Las Vegas. The rumors were that they would be demolishing it to make way for a baseball stadium or something else like that, but now we might have the actual plans. They might have been solidified. So that property, the Rio, the rumor was they were going to knock it down. Now the rumor is, if this email is to be believed by Q Sports International Expo, that they're going to be doing a multi-$100 million renovation on it. Blows me away. Vegas is about business, and business never ends in Las Vegas. And with the convention center being pretty much finished, with new projects being opened up and announced down in Henderson, with that being said, it looks like we're going to have an interesting few years coming into 2021, 2022, and 2023. But I'm interested in your thoughts on the video below. Make sure you do sound off and leave us a comment and let us know what you think. And once again, my name is Steven, and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger, so I would love it if you guys would like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for the future notifications. We do have a cat that's been bugging my feet the entire time. And this would be Blackjack. Hi, Blackjack. Say hi to everybody. There you go. Blackjack likes the food in the morning, and he likes to headbutt all day to let you know that he loves you. Yeah, and if you guys want to support the channel further, you can head up with VegasFaceMask.com if you're going to get early access to stuff like the videos or your name in the credits like these people in a few seconds. You can head up to Patreon. You can also do the channel memberships here on YouTube. Got something to say, Blackjack? Nothing to say, but this is me and Blackjack getting close to the camera and saying 3, 2, 1, click. Can we get close to the camera, Blackjack? Get real close and we'll say 3, 2, 1. Look up there. He's not going to look. Ready? And click.